This episode of Weekly Weird News is sponsored by Feels and by Warby Parker.
It's been a crazy couple of years, but now at the tail end of 2021, it's feeling like maybe, just maybe, this next year has some good things in store.
Please.
As we talked about in last week's episode, the notoriously ill-fated Gävlebocken hasn't been burned down since 2016, leading us to surmise that perhaps the Old Norse gods have been punishing us all these past 5 years for failing to sacrifice a giant straw Christmas goat to them. Well, last week, the smaller of the Swedish town of Gävle's 2 straw goats was set afire, although not destroyed. And now, just a few days later, it's finally happened. The Gävlebocken has been completely torched, thus satiating the hungry gods and ensuring good fortune for us all in the year to come.
I have a feeling last week's episode is in an evidence locker in police in Sweden. These boys, they did say that they really appreciated when the Gävlebocken was burned to the ground.
Yeah, they have a lot of experience dealing with this kind of thing after the whole Lords of Chaos thing that went down there.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of religiously motivated fires.
Yeah. Anyways, if none of that made much sense to you, basically there is a big straw goat that a town in Sweden puts up every year for Christmas since the 60s. And in more than half of those years, it has been destroyed by vandals, usually via arson, but sometimes in other ways. And it's just been destroyed yet again.
Thank God.
For the first time in years. Here's Reuters. A giant straw Yule goat in the Swedish town of Gävle was set ablaze on Friday for the first time in 5 years, reviving a long-running tradition of locals illegally attempting to torch it and authorities scrambling to stop them. Police said they had arrested a man in his 40s who witnesses said had been acting suspiciously before the blaze in the early hours of Friday. The Gävle Yule goat, a 42-foot, 12.8-meter high statue made of wood and straw erected every year before Christmas, has become famous nationwide since one was first installed on the town square in 1966 as a marketing ploy. It was burned down on New Year's Eve that year.
Yeah, since the first year. This is the tradition.
This is a tradition.
Yeah, it's more traditional to burn the thing down than to let it survive.
Yes, the years where it didn't, those were anomaly years.
Yeah, and I bet if you look through the historical record, probably some pretty bad years.
Yeah, and we weren't around back then, so it wasn't our fault.
Yeah. The article then continues with some more background on the goat. Small Yule goats made of straw are traditionally placed around Swedish homes during the festive season. Their origin has been traced to ancient pagan festivals. The Gävle Yule goat, which features in the Guinness Book of Records, is famed not for its size, but for the often elaborate schemes dreamt up to destroy it. Authorities over the years have hired guards and deployed around-the-clock video surveillance and vast quantities of flame retardant to protect the statue, but it has been torched or otherwise destroyed at least 35 times. 2 assailants, one dressed as Santa Claus and one as a gingerbread man, set it on fire with bows and burning arrows in 2005.
Wow. The
culprits were never caught.
Good.
They are still at large. It has also been run over by cars, set ablaze by fireworks, and simply smashed with clubs. The webcam has been hacked, and the local tourism administration says there was once a botched plan to kidnap it using a helicopter. That's the one I want to see. British bookies have even offered betting on the likelihood of it surviving the festive season.
Well, those bets paid out this year.
I love how in Britain you can gamble on anything.
Yeah, you can just walk right into a store.
That seems like something you should be able to do here.
It's coming around. You've seen how many like Caesars ads and stuff there are on TV now. Like that, it's happening.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. Anyways, actually, based on Swedish news reports that we've run through Google Translate, there are some more details here, including that it sounds like both Gävle goats burned down, including the smaller one that survived the attack last week.
No witnesses.
Someone came back for more.
No loose ends.
Also, the perpetrator was caught immediately because there's been 24/7 security on site since 2016, which is probably why it survived these past few years. But even with security on site to immediately call up the fire department, these goats, they're made of straw, and once they're burning, it's only a matter of minutes before it's all over. Anyways, done. The goat is dead. But it's still tweeting, and here's what it posted after burning down. No! It's literally the worst feeling to go down in flames. Crying emoji, sweating emoji. But the comeback is always stronger than the setback. And I'll be back. Gävlebocken. Hashtag always remember me this way. Burned down? Always remember me burned to the ground?
Well, I think there's a picture attached. Like, remember me this way, not the burned down way.
Look.
But again, you're only famous because you get burned down. You're not famous because you're a straw goat. I mean, it is actually pretty cool. It's a huge straw goat. I would love if every town had one.
Yeah.
But when the very first year you do it, you set the precedent, The local townspeople are going to set this thing on fire. That's what you're known for.
Yes.
You're going to always be remembered on fire.
And
that's the way you'll be remembered.
Clearly, there has been a upset in the universe the past 4 years that it hasn't burned down.
Yeah.
We are on so many divergent timelines now because of this thing.
Yeah.
We need to go back to the one where it burns every year. I'm not saying that you should do it. And I also said that you should wait till after Christmas.
Yeah.
Not that I said that you should. But anyways, it's down. It's burned.
It's gone. Yeah.
And I can't wait to look at the footage and just enjoy it. The town got their marshmallows out, and they all had a good time.
Well, this did happen. It happened at like 3:30 in the morning, so.
Devil hours.
Yeah, probably not a lot of people. That's the only problem is like it happens in the middle of the night. Unless you're already up and happen to be walking in the town square, you're going to miss the bonfire, and it's over real fast. The straw just evaporates, basically.
Yeah.
And then
That's why they should make a thing of it.
Yeah. Well, and in Scandinavia, they love that kind of shit. At least in Denmark, on like the day of the summer solstice, a lot of towns have giant bonfires.
There you go.
It's burning a bunch of shit is always fun. We can't do it here,
especially in California.
Yeah, in California you can't do that shit because too dangerous.
In Florida, we would like a month after Christmas, we would light the Christmas trees on fire. Like a friend who had
you can do it there because it's moist.
It's swamps. Yeah, it's literally you do it next to a fucking pond or a swamp.
Yeah, can't do that here. You light a match the wrong way. You've started the state's biggest wildfire.
You're responsible for the deaths of hundreds.
It's just too risky.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the Gavle Goat isn't the only holiday tradition that is doomed to end in violence. Mm-hmm. And the violence is pretty much part of it, I'd say.
The violence is the point.
Down in some parts of the Peruvian Andes Mountains, Christmas Day hits a little different. And I mean that literally because for residents of the Chumbivilcas province, December 25th hits different because it involves the whole community gathering around to watch locals beat the shit out of each other in one-on-one fistfights in a tradition known as Takanakuy, which might sound like maybe not the most Christmassy thing to do, but apparently it's a great way to resolve whatever conflicts you might have with other people so you can just go into the new year with a clean slate. No baggage. And maybe a fat lip and a black eye. You know, you go into 2022 looking like you got the shit kicked out of you.
But you're refreshed.
You're only going to look more beautiful every day after that.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Fox 5 DC. They did an article a few years back about Takanakuy.
Before heading into a new year, the people who inhabit the highest peaks in Peru's Andes Mountains make sure there are no lingering grievances holding them back by fighting each other in public on Christmas morning as part of a festival called Takanakuy. The Peruvian province of Chumbivilcas in the well-known Cusco region hosts the festival each year at about 12,000 feet above sea level, and entire towns gather to celebrate and watch people settle their differences. While it might sound brutal to start your Christmas morning by getting into physical fights with loved ones, friends, business partners, acquaintances, or whomever else you might have developed conflict with over the course of a year, Takanakuy is less a form of retribution and more about conflict resolution, strengthening community bonds, and the release of aggression. The value of literally battling out your differences makes a lot more sense when you consider the terrain of Peru's Andes Mountains. Many villages are built into the mountains well above the point where altitude sickness starts to kick in, 8,000 feet, and where food is incredibly limited. Living in such a place requires a hardiness and tenacity in just about every aspect of life, especially when you're a farmer. Instead of living side by side with someone for whom you harbor negative feelings, many of the people who inhabit Peru's mountains believe it's best to air your grievances and get everything out in the open. Because the ultimate goal is peace and conflict resolution. Each fight of the Takanakuy festival begins and ends with either a hug or a handshake.
Just get that aggression out.
It's just like in UFC when they tap gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all friends here.
And they hug a lot in UFC too.
They do.
And boxing.
But it's usually it's a sneaky way to
bide some time.
Yeah. Anyway, if this idea of airing your grievances through feats of strength on Christmas sounds a bit familiar, it's probably because it sounds very similar to Festivus, the fake holiday that George Costanza's father celebrates on the TV show Seinfeld. Frank Costanza would love Takanakuy, rest in peace. Yeah. But it also sounds like a big motivation behind Takanakuy has to do with how isolated these Andes towns are. They don't have much access to the legal system up there, cops, courts, whatever. So when you can't sue, fist fighting at a designated place and time is the next best thing. Also, it sounds like while some of these fights are meant to resolve conflicts, Some of them are also just dudes who want an excuse to fight, which you can find in any town, regardless of the culture, the geography. There's always a couple guys in town who will absolutely not say no to a chance to fight another man.
If they were still doing YouTube videos all the time, I would fully expect a YouTube video of Jake Paul going to these mountains to fight the locals.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It would be fucked up. But yeah, Tyler Durden would be proud.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were around the like 5 to 10 years after Fight Club, every college campus, every high school had a Fight Club, at least for a brief period of time.
Yeah.
Young dudes just want to fight.
They do.
Until they actually try it out and they're like, well, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Or
but it's a humbling experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it gets a lot of aggression out. It's like those break rooms.
It is, yeah.
Smash rooms, not where you take a 5-minute break from your job.
Smash rooms.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not just dudes doing Takanakuy. In recent years, more and more women and girls have been stepping into the ring to pound on each other.
Yeah.
You go, girls.
Yes.
So none of this would probably work in the U.S. for a lot of reasons. But hey, if things get especially tense for you around your relatives this Christmas, instead of asking them if they want to step outside, you could at least just slip it into the conversation, the tradition of Takanakuy. Gauge their reactions on it. See if they want to maybe, give it a try after a couple nogs.
Do you see so the Festivus is like where you write down all of your complaints?
You air out your grievances like, I got a lot of problems with you.
The Tampa Tribune, I'm sure that there's other newspapers that do it, but I like to follow the local stories in Florida. Tampa Tribune has, at the beginning of December for Festivus, you write in all your grievances and they put them in the newspaper.
Oh, that's amazing.
As a Festivus tradition. They've done it for years now.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, it's great. It's the holidays for a reason.
Yeah.
Many holidays, all of them great.
Some of them were invented by sitcom writers, but they are now part of the culture.
And what were the old religious figures other than sitcom writers of their day?
Yeah, that's true.
It's the religion about nothing.
It is.
Yeah. And sure, some holiday traditions are beating the shit out of your neighbors.
Yeah.
But there's obviously some good in there.
Yeah, and they like the fights in Takanakuy are like a minute long tops. They got at least in like one of the towns, there's like a ref, or like he plays the role of a ref. He has a whip, and so like if things get out of hand, he smacks that down like a gavel.
Does he dress like Santa Claus or anything cool like that?
They have some pretty cool costumes, like the whole like all the Andean like their design is really interesting, and then there's like a whole like parade from the town down to the local fighting spot.
Love it.
Yeah. And they include the baby Jesus in it somewhat, so people remember the reason for the season, the reason we're all here gathered here today to fight.
They take a plastic baby Jesus and they roll it down the mountain.
He's made out of cheese.
Anyways, in other news, a more modern Christmas tradition that's apparently catching on in the UK recently is instead of hiring a Santa for your kids, you hire a Grinch. This is catching on in a lot of places.
Yeah. I didn't know this because I don't have children.
They did a food truck night over here somewhere in LA, and they were like, we got a special guest, and he's dressed in red, but it's not who you think. And I was like, it's going to be the Grinch. And it was the Grinch on Instagram. I was like, yeah, it was the Grinch.
Okay.
Instead of Santa sitting on, or having the kids sit on his lap and asking, hey, you been good?
Boring.
The Grinch appears, and the Grinch does Grinch stuff.
Yeah.
Typically, Grinch actors and the people who hire them have a different perception of the Grinch than from the actual story, but still, there you go.
The Grinch does not like Christmas.
Yeah. But he does end up enjoying
eventually
the camaraderie of the community.
But the Grinch at the end of the story is not the fun Grinch.
Yeah. Anyway, some people aren't quite fully prepared for what inviting the Grinch into your home actually means. One such person is a woman named Laura McGill, who posted the following to Facebook recently. And some of this is a little incomprehensible, but here's what she wrote.
So, paid £85 for a Grinch visit, advertises the Grinch to come in, mess the kid's bed, have pillow fights, put toilet roll around your Christmas tree, and pictures with the kids at the end. They were told to leave, no pictures, versus what I got. Every single bit of party food, expensive cupcakes threw all over the place, tree decorations broke, fairy up liquid poured on my kitchen floor, eggs smashed, and a full bottle of juice poured over my floor and sun. Kids' new onesie ruined. Highly, highly do not recommend. Mailed and complained, no reply. Grinch defo came, stole Christmas. Never been so disgusted in my life.
That sounds like a successful Grinching.
Yeah, you hired the Grinch, lady.
Yeah, it sounds like the Grinch, who, hates Christmas for 90% of that story.
Yeah.
Came to Laura's house and just fucked her shit right up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got what you paid.
Mission accomplished.
He went above and beyond. Yeah.
This is like going to a fight club in the Andes and getting pissed off when you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
But
Our grievance is that you came to our community.
Yeah. Get out of here, colonizer.
Yeah. The photos attached to her post show the before, a nicely decorated home and lots of holiday-themed sweets, and the after. A living room floor absolutely littered in crumbs, and a little boy whose onesie and face are covered in green and red frosting. The little guy does look like he had a blast, though.
Yeah,
so there you go.
He's got a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
This is awesome for him.
Yeah. Anyways, this post, it did end up going a bit viral with most people asking what exactly she expected from the Grinch, who again hates Christmas. The company the Grinch works for caught wind of it, and they released a cheeky graphic that calls the Grinch Belfast's most wanted for antisocial behavior and acts of random mischief. But the Grinch also issued the tiniest apology to Laura via a statement.
My bad. Sorry you didn't like it.
What did you expect?
I apologize, I guess.
I thought I did a great job.
Sorry for being a Grinch.
Yeah.
And if you want a better look at the Grinch than that most wanted poster, since Laura didn't manage to get him on camera, here's a few pictures of the Grinch that a different customer took. Now this customer, a woman named Emma, reached out to The Sun to tell her story after hearing about what happened to Laura, because Emma says that her Grinch experience was perfectly fine. She is not going to stand for this Grinch slander.
Yeah.
She said, quote, "We were warned he didn't like Christmas and would cause a bit of trouble, as I'm sure the other woman was also."
Lady, I gotta tell you something. Before we send this Grinch out to your house, he hates Christmas. Do you have any decorations up or anything?
Well, of course.
He's going to destroy them. He's the Grinch. He hates it.
"We had a fabulous experience, and my children caused much more havoc than the Grinch did. The company warned when booking he may be a bit naughty.
Uh-oh.
Honestly, I think he got a shock when my kids started a full-on food fight with him. The Grinch was very respectful for the fact my tree had glass decorations and very apologetic when leaving, even though I assured him my kids were responsible for the majority of the mess."
Sounds like his heart grew many sizes upon realizing that he had accidentally broken an ornament.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like Laura might be a bit of a Karen.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the British name for Karen.
Yeah, Laura may not have known what she was getting into when she hired the Grinch. She's, all the parents down at the kids' school is talking about hiring a Grinch. Oh, sounds great. Maybe they don't have as much Dr. Seuss over there in Northern Ireland.
Could be.
She wasn't aware. But I mean, maybe Laura's kids went a little bit overboard with it. Maybe because with Emma, it was like, the kids, they were the ones that really got into the food fight, so maybe Laura's blaming the Grinch on what her own children did, because that kid,
She's the real Grinch.
That kid looked like he had a blast.
Yeah.
In any case, sounds like the Grinch isn't for everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You can still hire Santa Claus and his elves. You can go down to the local reindeer petting zoo. There's a lot of fun activities for Christmas. You don't have to...
It's like hiring Krampus and being like,
Yeah.
he was really mean to my kids.
Oh man, that should be a thing.
Yeah. To scare them into being good.
That should be a thing, like a mall Krampus that adults can sit on. It has to, the actor playing him has to be like 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
It has
or
to
like
be
wearing stilts
a
or whatever.
fucking giant.
Yeah.
You don't sit on his lap, you kneel before Krampus.
Yeah.
Kneel!
I hired Shakes the Clown, and he just drank all of my liquor and cursed out my children. It's an old movie that you will never see, probably.
Yeah.
Speaking of making a big old mess, though, dozens of you sent us links to this next thing, so we might as well address it. The feral hogs are on the loose. That guy who everyone made fun of for asking how to kill the 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into his yard within 3 to 5 minutes while his small kids play is vindicated more and more with each passing day. If you just watch the doorbell cam footage from Fort Bend County, Texas, it's maybe not quite 30 to 50 of them, but it's a lot more hogs than you'd typically expect to be parading through a suburban neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they might not be a serious threat against your life, but they do like fucking up people's gardens. Clearly their numbers are growing. The only thing standing between order and pure hog chaos is everyone in this country being armed with an AR-15, which is, of course, short for Assault Rifle 15.
Yes, the 15th assault rifle.
Yep.
They got it right.
Exactly.
They got the formula right on the 15th attempt.
Yeah, I'm surprised it only took them 15.
Yeah, it's like WD-40, Heinz 57, assault rifle 15.
Yep.
So, yeah. Don't let Obama take your guns, because the hogs are coming to your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even Heinz took 57 tries to get ketchup right.
You
got to give them credit.
That's a lot of tries.
Yes, credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh not good until they experiment enough to figure out exactly the recipe.
Anyway, moving on from feral hogs to another old recurring topic, Area 51. Remember that? The movement to storm Area 51 was one of the last truly fun things to happen in this country before COVID-19. And clearly the motivation behind it persists because a guy in Vegas got arrested earlier this month for trying to steal an airplane so that he could fly it to Area 51 and see what they're hiding out there.
All these people try to just drive through. Stupid.
Yeah.
Why don't they go in an airplane where you can't get caught?
Air.
You can't get caught in the air.
Never mind that I'm pretty sure they would shoot you down the sky if you got too close.
Yeah.
Anyway, this whole CNN article about this, the entire thing is just classic Weekly Weird News material.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and read.
A man who told police he wanted to steal a jet so he could fly to Area 51 to look at aliens was arrested Wednesday after he drove through fences at the McCarran International Airport in a limo, parked on an aircraft ramp, and made a bomb threat, according to a police report by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Police first received a call of a vehicle performing donuts at the Jet Suite X parking lot at McCarran Airport at 6:45 p.m. As they were responding to the call, they were told the vehicle had breached inner and outer security gates and was now driving recklessly across a plane ramp, the report said. Prior to police arrival, the report states that airport police also witnessed the suspect drive between several airplanes before stopping next to a parked jet and threatening Atlantic Aviation employees who had confronted him. Quote, "I have a fucking bomb. I'm going to blow this place up," the suspect, who witnesses said was wearing a clown mask, told employees, according to the police report. He then re-entered the car as employees fled for cover and began evacuating the airport, the report added. When police arrived, they were able to stop the vehicle and immediately detain the man who told them he was trying to steal a jet and fly to Area 51 to see aliens and that he had a gasoline device and shotgun in his car, the police report noted.
So luckily it sounds like the only real danger here was driving a car, a limousine no less, on an active runway near airplanes. Because the gun and the bomb threats turned out to be lies, or at least exaggerations. He had a fire extinguisher with some wires wrapped around it to make it look like a bomb, but it sounds like there was no actual bomb or gun involved. And also, if you got some deja vu from hearing about a Las Vegas limousine doing donuts, it's probably because last month a TikTok was going around of a limo driver doing donuts right in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip.
Cool.
And doing them surprisingly well, but in a very dangerous way. And it turns out this is the same guy.
Wow.
This is the most highly skilled limo driver in all of Vegas. Also is really, really interested in seeing them aliens.
Yeah.
And now won't be getting to do either of those things probably.
Yeah.
Will not be putting his limo drifting skills to much use going forward, which is kind of a shame because he's surprisingly good at it. You don't even think about what if you drifted and did donuts in a limo?
This guy answered that question.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
who really got shortchanged by this pandemic was the guy who put on the Area 51 rave and planned on doing it every year as a yearly event.
I don't think it would have worked out. I think if they'd had a second year to do it, it would have been a bust.
Yeah.
Especially the way he did it, where instead of actually doing it out in the desert, he just had a party in Vegas.
Themed rave in Vegas, yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we move on to the final weirdest headlines of the year, it's time for a word from our sponsor, starting with feels. Now, CBD, it isn't about what you feel, it's about what you don't feel. Stress, anxiety, pain, sleeplessness. If you experience any of these things, Feels CBD is a safe and natural solution without any harmful side effects. Feels is a better way to feel better.
Feels is a premium CBD that will help keep your head clear and feeling your best. It's hassle-free, delivered directly to your door. CBD naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. There's no hangovers or addiction. We both use Feels to make sure we get a good night's sleep and not feel groggy in the morning, aches and pains, back, joints, all of that.
All you do is place a few drops of Feels under your tongue and you feel the difference within minutes. Or if you need a dose of chill on the go, pop one of Feels' new CBD-infused mints for a clear-headed feeling with the bonus of having fresh breath. These mints, they're great. We love them. Now, the thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is important, and everyone's dose is different. So Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help guide your personal experience so you can find your perfect dose. The Feels customer service team is dedicated to making sure you get the best use of your CBD.
Joining the Feels monthly membership makes your self-care easy. You'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel anytime. Start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/weird, and you'll get 40% off your first 3 months with free shipping. That is feals.com/weird to become a member and get 40% automatically taken off your first 3 months with free shipping. Feels.com/weird.
This episode is also sponsored by Warby Parker. Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores, offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and contact lenses. Glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. You can try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. You just order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Shipping is also free, and it includes a prepaid return shipping label.
So I've actually been getting my glasses from Warby Parker for years now, including the ones I'm wearing right now. But I am in the market for some new frames, and Warby Parker's home try-on process makes it so much easier. So I just picked out 5 frames on the website that I thought looked good, and then I got to actually wear them throughout the day, which is very important because you want your frames to actually fit right and like not slip down your nose, not feel too tight around your head. And in addition to checking yourself out in the mirror, you can ask other people what they think. I even crowdsourced this with a little Twitter poll. So overall, just way, way better than trying on frames down at the store for like a minute. And now you're wearing those glasses for years.
Yeah. Now, for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need. Almost 1 billion people worldwide lack access to glasses. This means that 15% of the global population cannot effectively learn or work, which is crazy because glasses were invented 700 years ago. Warby Parker partners with nonprofits like Vision Spring to ensure that for every pair of glasses sold, a pair is distributed to someone in need. Don't let your FSA or HSA dollars go to waste. Put them to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free by using the link below or going to warbyparker.com/weird. Again, that is warbyparker.com/weird.
All right, now time for the final weird headlines of the year, starting with couple Florida man headlines, like this one. Florida man used flamethrower to settle parking dispute, police say.
Hold on, stay right there. I'll show you who the bigger man is. Comes back 15 minutes later.
And this was, it's not the Elon Musk.
Yeah, like takes out the car and
doop. This man, he had a flamethrower that we talked about years ago in a video by this company. It shoots like 15 feet of flames.
Yeah.
This guy apparently, in his disputes with his neighbor, for like anything, even just like them making too much noise out there, he'd just like kick open the door and just shoot some flames in the air to let him know that he means business. And he really didn't like his neighbor's teenage kid like parking on his side instead of their side. So he fired a flamethrower at the car briefly. What? It's just a warning flame.
What?
What? You should have parked there.
Yeah.
So terrifying.
Yes.
Not the kind of person you want to live next to.
Just stressed all the time about this weirdo living next door with his fucking flamethrower that has a very short fuse.
And the flamethrower guy told Orlando Sentinel or whatever, he's just like, yeah, those neighbors, ever since they moved in, this neighborhood's really gone to shit. And it's like, buddy, you're the one brandishing a flamethrower at people.
Maybe it's you.
Yeah, maybe you are the problem. If you smell shit everywhere you walk, maybe check your feet.
Yeah. Florida man challenges mask policy on flight by wearing women's underwear on his face. Literally, I might have mentioned on this show, I'm sure that I told you about it, but probably this year, earlier in the year, I was at Home Depot and there was some fully grown man, like probably in his 50s, wearing a fucking thong, like a Victoria's Secret, I don't know what the fuck, the see-through kind, thong on his face. So as a form of protest or something.
Yeah, it's basically, that's the same thing this guy was doing. He's just like trying to mock the whole process. But like Home Depot is one thing. I don't understand these people who are like, I'm gonna do this on an airplane. Like air travel is like the worst thing. I just wanna get it over with as quickly as possible. Like I cannot imagine caring enough on like a fucking domestic flight. Because you have a
captive audience. That's the only reason why.
But it's at like Home now Depot, you don't get to go where you're going. This guy's fucking banned from the airline. These people
don't fucking travel.
But it's like, I mean,
if they travel, it's like, oh, I got to go from Florida to Tennessee to see my family, or like, it's like clearly their worldview hasn't expanded since they graduated high school.
Even if this was all just for a stunt, that's like hundreds of dollars just for what? Like,
Well, I mean, what airline was it on? It could have been Spirit.
it was like
$50,
United, I think. And he'd already done this on Delta and gotten banned from Delta.
That's why they need to have that system that opens up and see who's fucking banned for incidents like this, so they don't just go to another airline.
And so the flight attendant called him out and said, yeah, it's obvious. It's just like he's wearing fucking women's underwear on his face. The flight attendant's
Everyone's
just
gonna
like,
think it's so funny.
the flight attendant's like, all right, well, if you're not gonna put on a real mask, like, you gotta go. And he's like, all right. And then like 3 other passengers, all just like white middle-aged guys, are like, this is ridiculous. If you're kicking him off, he's wearing a mask. I'm getting off too. I'm like, do you people not need to actually go anywhere?
Yeah,
I don't understand this.
Do you not have obligations?
Yeah.
Why are you going to these places?
I don't fucking get it. It's like,
I think it is like it's people that don't travel and they're just like, fuck, I don't care if I get kicked off an airline. Like, I drive everywhere I need to go.
it's like of all places where mask wearing is like makes sense.
The most sense, even
airplanes.
before a pandemic.
Airplanes.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, there is a little bit of security theater to it when like they distribute the meals or whatever and everyone takes off their mask to eat.
I wish they wouldn't do that. Yeah.
But it's still like the fucking most basic thing about viruses is viral load.
Yeah,
So
and your
like,
exposure to
if
it.
you're on a fucking like 8-hour flight, it's not great that people take their masks off for like 20 minutes out of that 8 hours, but it's still much better than having your mask off the entire 8
The
hours.
very few times that I've flown this year, I never removed it once. I was like, I do not want to risk being in this fucking tiny tube with 200 other people. Even like I didn't fly until I was vaccinated, but even then I was like, what does it bother me to have this on? And it's like, if you're going anywhere within America, even New York to LA, it's like, just eat before. It's 5 hours.
Yeah.
You go every day.
Not even good.
Every day you go 5 hours without eating.
Yeah, it's not good food. You're never gonna be satisfied.
No, people are fucking eating. They bring bags of Doritos on, and they fucking put their chin diaper on, and then they eat, and then they're touching the touchscreen. They lick their fingers, and they're touching their seatbelts, and they're licking their fingers, and they take their fucking shoes off, and they're walking around, and they go to the bathroom with their socks on, and they're just soaking in piss, and they're like, "This is what freedom is. Freedom is licking my disgusting fingers and sitting in piss socks on an airplane." Mm-hmm. Best country on earth.
Love it or leave it.
On Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
Sitting on a piece of cardboard inside of a fucking metal tube that smells like smoke.
You're just a fucking Greyhound bus in the sky high.
Yeah, it's so aggravating. I luckily I haven't experienced any of this shit on the flights that I took this year. But baby, I am going to Florida tomorrow night.
There's gonna be Floridians on that plane.
I'm like going from LA to Florida is one thing, but I'm flying from Florida to Georgia after.
Ooh, yeah.
For my parents' side of the
Floridians
my
and
wife's side of
Georgians.
the family.
That's the odds of an incident happening on that
It's going to
flight
be Florida to
much
Georgia.
higher.
Yeah. So
Some freedom-loving patriots are gonna use that as their opportunity. Maybe.
you'll see me in the videos just looking like,
Oh God.
just trying not to look.
Cringing.
I wouldn't be able to handle it. I can't handle cringe in general. Being in a actual cringe situation like that, I would melt into my seat. I would be like, luckily I have to take anti-anxiety meds anyway on a plane. So like, at least I'll already have that.
Oh God damn it.
Yeah.
Here's another Florida headline for you. 3 residents of The Villages arrested for casting multiple votes in 2020 election.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And because these people, The Villages, if you don't know, it's the largest retirement community in the world.
It's an entire city of retirees.
100,000 people. It's a whole.
They all drive golf carts.
Whole plant community. Great. One of my favorite movies that came out this year.
Yeah.
A documentary about it called Some Kind of Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But it's old fucking white boomers. Obviously, a lot of Trump people there, and a lot of them kept their voter registration from where they lived before, and also registered to vote in Florida, and voted twice. And all 3 of these people, can you guess their party registration? Could they be Republicans who are very much against voter fraud? And
I was just trying to prove you could do it.
Yeah, they are. They are all registered Republicans who...
Turns out the system works.
Yeah. And I love it because it's like, of course, even despite that fact, Florida can still say, like, the DeSantis government can still congratulate themselves on catching voter fraud. See, it's real. We caught voter fraud. You all said there was no voter fraud. It's not a problem. Well, we got 3 cases right here. in the villages of all places.
Yep.
You got, just because you're old doesn't mean you can't break the law.
Or fuck.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a lot of fucking going on in the villages.
And they do. It's a very interesting place. It's like...
Watch the documentary.
It's like second college
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yes, it is. Eric Clapton successfully sues 55-year-old German widow for listing bootleg CD on eBay for $11.
This guy is just finding new and exciting ways to reveal what a fucking piece of shit he is. He became a weirdo, like, COVID, just like anti-lockdown is the most charitable way of saying it, but like, he's just one of those old cranks now. This German lady, her husband died, so she was selling off his CD collection. It turns out one of the CDs that he bought in a store in like the 90s was unauthorized, and Clapton's legal team took her to court over it, and now she owes thousands of dollars.
The real tears in heaven are going to be your husband crying about your lawsuit that you lost.
Yeah.
All your money, all of his money.
Yeah, you really showed them, Eric, you fucking asshole. God. Also, look up Eric Clapton. If you happen to like Eric Clapton and you think we're being unfair, look up all the racist rant he went on in the early 80s that were so racist that Bob Geldof started Rock Against Racism as a response to it. He's a piece of shit. He played guitar pretty good. He stole George Harrison's wife. He's a bad friend.
Yeah. He also let his kid walk out a window.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't home for that, apparently, but he certainly milked the tragedy.
Sure. Yeah.
And also, like, fucking not even that good, his music.
It's got some hot licks, but...
From, like, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Show me anything good. Like, the only good song anyone can point to from the last, like, 30 years are Tears in Heaven and then Layla Acoustic, which is just an old Eric Clapton song redone for MTV Unplugged.
Yeah.
So...
There you go.
Yeah. You Fell Off, Ratio.
Yeah.
There you go.
He released a new song like this year though about the pandemic.
Like it's terrible. It's
try
listening to it. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah. Let the guitar do the talking once in a while. Too many words. You're a fucking guitar player. You wrote some of the undeniably great riffs.
Yeah.
So just do that.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Write a riff.
I agree.
Watch the world's greatest spreadsheet sorcerers throw down in the World Cup of Microsoft Excel.
Yeah, Excel is an esport apparently.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty cool. Like the stuff you can do with Excel once you're like at a high level of it is, you're basically coding.
Yeah, you're coding automation.
Yeah, so like the challenges in this tournament were essentially to like build games inside Excel just using.
Can they run Doom in it?
I don't know if it's at like that level, but like one of the challenges was to build some sort of like card game. Like it's wild and do it like within an hour.
Yeah.
Like from scratch, build, like they describe the rules of a specific card game and you write that, you code that into Excel.
Yeah.
And very interesting. I would have never guessed, but it totally makes sense. This is, it is a sport.
There you go.
And,
everything's a sport.
Everything's a sport.
Colin Cowherd just fucking, don't let him find out about this. He'll bite an entire microphone in half.
Yeah. These damn booger eaters. They're calling anything a sport now.
Yeah, you know, my daughter does Excel. Well, you think she's gonna get a trophy for this kind of bullshit? I don't think so.
No.
She's get on the court.
She's no athlete.
Yeah.
California governor says he will use legal tactics of Texas abortion ban to implement gun control.
Good luck.
Oh boy.
Good luck. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I mean, it's an interesting, because like the Texas abortion ban thing is just like, legally it's just very weird. I mean, our Supreme Court's like super conservative forever, so they're gonna get away with it.
Oops.
But the whole thing is like, well, like Texas can't ban abortion, but they can, like an individual can sue abortion providers. So Gavin Newsom, I don't know if he's just being like cheeky with this or if he's actually gonna do it to like give them a taste of their own medicine, but he wants to make it so you can sue gun manufacturers and gun shop owners. I don't know. It's I don't think it'll work, but
yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, what a country. It's we're really going places.
Yes.
America.
Cuomo torched by mob boss Sammy the Bull Gravano over nursing home scandal. I would never do that.
I would He makes
to people's mothers.
He makes us all look so bad.
You would do
as
this.
Italians, it's just embarrassing.
You would do this to someone else's mother?
But that Chris Cuomo, you know, hey, that's family. Listen, if your own brother, he's in trouble, you gotta help him
And
out.
don't you say Frito to me.
Yeah, you don't, that is a slur. That is that is an anti-Italian slur.
We banned Hassan for saying that on Twitch.
This guy Sammy the Bull, he was Gotti's like underboss. Like literally at
He's gotta
least
be old.
He's very old. He literally authorized and likely participated in like multiple murders, and he's only free because he state's witness and just like ratted out a bunch of other people in the 90s. So he's like, Cuomo, can you believe it? Killing grannies, just
Lowest of the low.
lowest of the low. Can you imagine killing old people? Like, I guarantee you this
When
guy...
we took someone out, they fucking deserved it.
They deserved it. We only kill our own here in La Cosa Nostra.
Now, those unions took care of their own.
Those grannies had a lot more spaghetti dinners to cook, and he robbed their grandchildren of those spaghetti dinners.
Look,
I would never.
when he's right, he's right. Gotta say it. Also, I like, as you were all aware, I'm like through season 2 of Sopranos now for the first time, so I am all up in this fucking world right now.
What's is season 2, is that when Cousin Tony shows up, or is it, wait, no.
His sister shows up and starts dating the guy that got out of prison,
Yeah!
and they're getting married.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great season.
It's wow, do things happen in this season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Can't wait for season 3.
Janice Soprano is such a good character.
The entire Soprano family is so aggravating, even especially Tony, but like
Oh, yeah.
all of them make the worst decisions possible every
Yeah.
step of the way.
Yep.
Like any good drama.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, enough of Soprano talk.
Ohio police ask for help finding thieves who stole entire bridge.
Our infrastructure is so terrible.
There's cars driving bloop.
Yeah.
No, it was, it sounds more impressive than it actually was. I guess they had already moved the bridge over to like a field for like,
Because I'm picturing like a mile-long bridge.
yeah, it was a short bridge. They took it apart for maintenance or some shit, and then someone probably just stole it for like scrap. People were like, we can't, I'm like, why would you steal a bridge? It's like, scrap metal.
Yeah.
It's good money.
Yeah.
You can take it to a scrapyard that's unscrupulous, doesn't ask where you found it.
Yeah.
You can get paid.
A police officer overhears a conversation in public. They're like, yeah, if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. Wait, hold on.
Excuse me?
What'd that guy just say?
Let's see that.
I'd like to see that bridge.
Yeah.
Where are you hiding it?
South Korea's largest dairy company apologizes over a video advert implying women are cows.
Oh, man. Well, that's funny.
It is.
It's funny.
My bad. I didn't realize women,
They would take offense to that.
you know, cows, they're beautiful, hardy creatures.
Beautiful lactating creatures.
Yeah, beautiful, natural, organic creatures that,
Providing sustenance to their offspring.
like cows, women produce milk for their offspring. Cows, they do it for their offspring, but we steal it
It's very tasty.
for ourselves, and we
Yeah.
drink it, make cheese out of it, make all sorts of things from it. So, in a lot of ways, women are cows, but now that you mention it, I can understand why this would be a tiny bit offensive. But the thing is, you think it's an insult. We love cows. We're a dairy company.
Yeah.
We love our cows and we love women
Yeah.
equally.
We support women.
We support women.
Yes.
Especially if they're cows.
Or lactating.
Especially then.
Yes.
We might even steal their milk from the fridge. Do something with it. We work at Activision
Yikes.
Blizzard.
Yikes. Oh, next headline. Taking Viagra cuts the risk of Alzheimer's by up to 69%. Nice.
Nice.
Also, great reason to get on the Viagra. No shame. No shame if you're getting up there in age and you have a hard time saluting.
Yeah.
Now you have an extra reason to go for it, even
Well,
if you're not sexually active.
It's funny because it was originally, Viagra was discovered by accident. It was being tested for stuff related to like blood pressure. It was a blood pressure medication. They just discovered like, well, all of our patients are getting rock hard boners.
We didn't
from
find
this.
out for months because they were too embarrassed. to
Even the
tell us.
ones that haven't had a boner in years, they're like, what'd you do to me, doc?
Yeah.
I'm rock hard.
I need to go home right now.
Yeah. So there's, again, it's probably something to do with that, but I do like the idea that this is all just like correlation, not causation. Like, of course, the people who are fucking are just leading an overall more
Healthy lifestyle.
healthy, exciting,
Because when you're
active
that
lifestyle.
age, yeah.
So
The,
like,
the men in the villages, like, memory's like an elephant.
Yeah, I think that could be part of it because
And a trunk like an elephant too.
dementia does supposedly affect people harder who just kind of like check out of like doing anything new or exciting in their lives after they retire.
Yeah.
It's just like Fox News and seeing the same small group of people.
I'm smoothing out my brain.
Yeah, it's bad for your brain. You want to learn new things all the time.
Yeah,
meet
so
new
like,
people,
correlation is like
have
if
new
you are
experiences.
70 and sexually active, you're probably leading a more healthy lifestyle.
Exactly, yeah.
Also, if you're 70 and sexually active, you're alive compared to someone who led a not so healthy lifestyle that has passed.
That's also true.
Yeah. So get to fucking, old people.
Yeah.
The villages, there might be a lot of STDs, but nobody forgets.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It just could save your life.
Heaven on earth for some. Hell on earth for others.
Yeah.
The villages.
The villages.
So there you go.
Anyway,
Anyways,
that's the last weekly weird news of the year.
woo, we made it.
We've got one more episode
It'll come
of
later.
the show in a couple days. I don't know. I'll put it up whenever. Who cares? But
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It'll be just a recap of the year.
Yeah.
We'll just
Something nice and simple. We're going to go through and talk about a
a
couple
lot of
things
stuff
that
we've
happened.
kind of forgotten even happened this year.
Yeah.
But just to in summation, a full list of
Grievances.
that we can then run through a shredder and forget about forever.
Yeah, much like the Gavle Goat, we should burn the video after the new year starts.
Yeah, but until then, if you haven't watched most recent news dump where we didn't do a Tuggies, but we went over
The year in gaming.
the year in gaming, and then the latest Tech News Day where it was
It's all NFTs.
all NFT news, but funny NFT news.
Yeah, we swear it's fun. It's entertaining.
including Crazy Frog being bullied online for releasing his own line of NFTs.
So check both of those videos out over here. And if you missed any videos this year, hell, why don't just go through all the uploads and see what you missed?
Yeah.
See what doesn't have the watch sign next
Give
to
it
it.
another spin.
Yeah. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You know what would be a nice Christmas gift? You got $5 laying around. You don't need anything. With this $5 burning a hole in my pocket. Click the join button on the video. You can become a member of the channel and support this show. You get some little icons that you can put in the chat below. But the real thing is that you get the feeling of being involved in something and contributing to it in
You're part of this.
a monetary sort of way. Thank you for a wonderful year, all things considered. The world kind of sucked, but we all had fun with each other, right? We entertained. We hope you guys had fun. Hopefully next year's better. They burned the goat, so things are looking up.
I'm feeling pretty optimistic now that the goat's dead.
Yeah. So thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you in the new year, and have a great holiday, and we'll see you soon. Watch the videos.
Bye.
Bye.